What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including major changes are coming to WWE after a wake-up call, a huge twist in a WWE exit, concern for Roman Reigns, a WWE name set for a huge push, sad news as Raven has been diagnosed with Parkinson's, a former WWE star suffers a stroke, an AEW star seriously injured, a sign confiscated in an AEW show, Paul Heyman buries Braun Strowman, and much more. Yeah, it's quite a heavy news day. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at major changes coming to WWE after a wake-up call. Our top story today takes a look at news relating to major changes coming to WWE. To say that fans are underwhelmed with the current product would be an understatement. The product feels completely lifeless, and shockingly low record rating for last week's SmackDown has been a major wake-up call for WWE management. According to Bodyslam via Patreon, key creative changes are now being implemented into WWE as we speak. The fans have voiced their displeasure with the majority of the product in 2025, and the company has taken notice. Over the last few days, WWE has had meetings in regards to their creative process and how to improve. Sources indicate to Bodyslam that WWE is undergoing creative changes to their team to overall improve the product. Now, according to the report, Road Dogg will still remain as the lead writer for the Blue brand. Road Dogg will continue to be head of creative for SmackDown, but there will be additions to the team to make the show more enjoyable moving forward. Despite record profits for WWE and TKO, the company knows they need to do better creatively and are looking to put together more enticing storylines heading into 2026. Now, whilst these changes are definitely needed as soon as possible, fans are already questioning the call to keep Road Dogg in his position. Road Dogg has a less than stellar reputation amongst fans, and keeping him in the same position doesn't make a ton of sense. I thought we were going to get some change. Thankfully, WWE are aware of the reception of the product right now, so hopefully these internal changes help the product moving forward. The worst thing that they could do is rest on their laurels, as the moment they get complacent, attendance will begin to fall and ratings will drop even further than they already have. Whilst WWE's main problems lie within their television product, specifically SmackDown, there's also criticism directed towards their recent premium live event offerings. WWE really has to hit a home run with Crown Jewel this weekend, as after WrestlePalooza was heavily panned, there is concern from fans that they've stopped putting in considerable effort for their PLEs. With Crown Jewel now having a stacked card on paper, there are zero excuses why the show can't be one of the best shows of the calendar year. Next up, a huge twist in a WWE exit. And this week it was confirmed that Santos Escobar had departed WWE, and it was reported that Escobar was unhappy with his WWE creative direction, but now in a shocking twist, he's now once again a WWE star and has officially re-signed with the company. PW Insider is reporting that Escobar re-signed with WWE just days after his contract expired. PW Insider sources state that the WWE management considered Escobar's creative concerns and made him a sizably larger offer than their previous overtures. It's believed a deal was struck earlier this week. This should in theory mean a substantial push for Escobar, but we've seen time and time again wrestlers re-sign and WWE do very little with them. Escobar definitely has a ton of potential, but WWE has to find the right character and storyline to get him to connect with the fans. This was definitely a factor in his last run, not living up to expectations. Next up, a former WWE champion re-signs. Now it's official, former WWE champ Kofi Kingston has re-signed with WWE. According to Fightful Select, Kingston has signed a 5-year deal which will take him to his late 40s. On October 7th, Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp learned that Xavier Woods had re-signed with WWE on a multi-year deal recently that will keep him in the company. Xavier would publicly confirm our report, and we've learned about the status of his tag team partner Kofi Kingston as well. Fightful Select is told that Kofi Kingston re-signed with WWE at some point earlier this year. WWE sources indicated that they were of the belief that the deal would be a 5-year contract, taking him into 2030 when he'll be nearly 49. Kingston is one of the most respected names in pro wrestling, and this new contract will make him one of the most tenured WWE talents of all time. There are calls from fans to see Kingston and Woods turn babyface, as their heel run is being labelled as a complete flop. The initial turn was received extremely well, yet the fans just lost interest, and they definitely seem to thrive as babyfaces as opposed to heels. Next up, a WWE name set for a huge push. Lyra Valkyria has been one of the breakout stars of 2025, and she is considered by many to be one of the best pure in-ring workers in the entire company. Now a report from Body Slam via Patreon indicates that Valkyria could be set for a huge push in 2026. Sources indicate to Body Slam that there are big plans expected for Lyra Valkyria heading into 2026. Valkyria is viewed as a big piece in the women's division for the future. The first ever women's IC champion has to be considered a strong favourite for the Women's Royal Rumble, as she has her fans on her side and she certainly has the in-ring ability to bring it in the main event picture. Next up, concern for Roman Reigns. There is concern for Roman Reigns' well-being after he revealed during an interview with Pat McAfee that he feels like quote-unquote crap. I feel like crap. My body does not feel good. I was down there not too long ago. The flight back and forth does not feel nice. I've been jet lagged for 4 weeks in a row now. Why not just go down there and try to kill myself? It is what it is. We're gonna go head against the wall Goldberg style. Reckless abandon. You can't do much than I feel now, so let's just go mess it up physically. Reigns would add that he's still gonna give it his all at Crown Jewel. I'm a live performer. I can do it at any given moment. I'm always at 100. We live at 12, so the 10 will always be easy. You go through the curtain, you could be selling a broken leg back there, but as soon as that music hits and you go through the curtain, it's a shot in the arm. A jet lag can really be an athlete's worst nightmare, especially when they've already experienced a bout of jet lag for a prior commitment. It's appreciated that Reigns is being completely honest with how he's feeling, as it without a doubt makes him even more relatable as a top babyface. Next up, the truth behind a major WWE signing. Blake Monroe has finally had the opportunity to share her side of the story when it comes to her AEW exit. The current NXT star recently spoke to Busted Open Radio and she revealed that she was at a position where her short AEW contract had officially come to a close. I had a fantastic experience and I did things that I'm proud of and cherish. I had a really short contract and when it came to an end, there were positives and negatives, but I got to a point with wrestling where I have an amazing story, but that was the one thing I had. I didn't have much else. I just thought, is this everything that I want? I also considered going to Japan, which I feel like nobody knows. That's something I talked to them about. Monroe would then state that she decided to sign with WWE was a tough call, but she wanted the challenge of becoming a top star in WWE. I really sat and thought about it, and it was a really tough decision. But it just came down to, I did everything I needed to do. I feel like I told a great story. I feel like I made people feel something, and it's time to close that chapter, and it's time to start a new one, getting a new name and a whole new experience. There are so many women here, like women's wrestling is very important in WWE. That's something as a woman I want to be a part of. Like I said, all these different matches and possibilities, for me it was just a great deal, and it was just a challenge. I want a challenge. Monroe started her career in NXT, but she's destined for a main roster call-up sooner rather than later. Next up, sad news as Raven has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. Wrestling legend Raven appeared on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast last month, and the wrestling great shared some very unfortunate news. According to the 26-time hardcore champion, he has early onset Parkinson's and it can be worse when he's anxious or tired. I got early onset Parkinson's, so if you see me tremor, that's why. It's just when I get anxious, the tremor gets worse, or when I'm really tired. Raven then also appeared on the Ariel Helwani show yesterday and he revealed that he spent the past few years rehabbing and has had countless surgeries. In 22 I had both knees replaced, 23 I had my shoulder replaced, 24 I had spinal stenosis flare-up. So I've just been rehabbing. Rehab. Raven is doing media appearances to promote his new documentary, Nevermore, The Raven Effect. And the documentary drops next month on selected streaming sites. Next up, Zack Ryder to SmackDown. And Matt Cardona aka Zack Ryder will make his official in-ring return for WWE next week on NXT television. But there's already calls from his wife Chelsea Green to see Cardona wrestle on SmackDown. Green is heavily pushing for this to happen on her social media platforms and is often labeled as a queen of social media, so this is something that she's unlikely to let go until it happens. Cardona has actively campaigned for a WWE return for a number of years, and his key relationship with the likes of Green as well as the WWE champion Cody Rhodes could go in his favor when it comes to a potential full-time WWE comeback. Next up, a former WWE star suffers a stroke. A former WWE star and Nexus member Michael Tarver took to Instagram to reveal that he suffered a stroke. He revealed that he's been struggling with his mental health for over 2 decades and he stated that his health scare gave him a new reason to live. We here at WrestleMania send our best wishes to the former Nexus member and wish him a speedy recovery. Next up, an AEW star seriously injured. There is significant worry for AEW star Kota Ibushi after it was reported that he was injured during an AEW collision taping. According to a correspondent for NoDQ, Ibushi slipped off the top rope and he was taken away via an ambulance. Kota Ibushi was injured during his match versus Josh Alexander at tonight's AEW collision taping in Jacksonville, Florida, and was stretchered out. During the match, Ibushi slipped off the top and fell to the outside. It appeared his leg gave out. There was a count out and the segment finished quick. The lights went off so they could stretcher him. Ibushi was immediately taken to an ambulance and driven to the hospital. Tony Khan came out to confirm he was injured. But with Khan confirming the injury to the live crowd, this doesn't appear to be a work. We here at WrestleMania wish the talented star a very speedy recovery. Next up, a sign confiscated at an AEW show. Last week, ICE airing commercials during AEW Dynamite didn't go down well with fans. Even reigning AEW World Champion Adam Page called out the respective networks for airing the commercials. Hangman would even go so far as to urging fans to complain to the networks directly, as he believed that this type of political message had no place being advertised in the middle of a pro wrestling show. On this week's Dynamite, a fan would have a sign reading "Ice fears Hangman," and the security in the arena confiscated the sign during the show. Was this an AEW call? Well, it kinda seems unlikely. Tony Khan encourages this type of behavior, and the social media posts from Page are still up. AEW talent even wear anti-ice messaging on their merchandise, so this definitely isn't a call that has come from Khan. It's likely a network call, as after all, it's the networks that run the ICE commercials in the first place. If the show is actively promoting against one of their advertisers, then it's not the best look for the network themselves. The incident itself is causing a lot of controversy on social media, so it'll be interesting to see if Khan or the network release any kind of statement. And finally, Paul Heyman buries Braun Strowman. Our final story today takes a look at the drama between Heyman and Braun Strowman, as Heyman has taken to X to call out the former WWE star. The drama began during Raw this week when Heyman stated that his client, Bronson Reed, was the only competitor to ever put Roman Reigns on a stretcher. Strowman called this out, and he had done it multiple times during his celebrated feud with Reigns. Strowman would even refer to Heyman as the Penguin from the Batman universe, which obviously didn't go down well with Heyman. In his response via X, Heyman would state that he didn't even know that Strowman was still alive. "Dear Mr. Strowman, your post was brought to my attention. I have nothing negative to say about you, nor to you, sir. In fact, I'm actually relieved and indeed celebratory to learn you're still alive, something most of us didn't realize and even fewer cared about. With love and respect, Paul Heyman." Strowman would respond to Paul Heyman, but all he seemed to do was plug in his new cooking show. I guess he took the high road. But there you have it, folks. Our look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.